So support material 15, protection planning. Okay, here we look at this risk and how to manage risk in terms of offering this protection. Okay, so the way we provide for risk is with insurance. Okay, insurance helps us to mitigate risk or to lessen the negative effects of risk. Okay, so you get financial and you get non-financial products. Okay, so remember, if I'm dealing with risk, I can either implement something that I need money for. Okay, so putting in a security gate requires funds. Okay, certain things don't require funds. For example, if I get sign off, so before I pay for something, there needs to be approval from a director. Okay, that's non-monetary and that's protection. Okay, right. So the first bit. What are the biggest challenges when focusing on trying to achieve long-term financial independence? Besides that, come think about risk. What risks?
Life insurance policy.
Yes, okay, death. Is that a big challenge?
It is to have an income.
Yes. And will that affect your long-term financial independence?
Yes.
Okay, so besides dying, what else?
Bankruptcy.
Okay, insolvency perhaps?
Insolvency.
Sure. What else? There's another key factor.
Disability.
Yes.
You're right. Sorry, I saw that you're right.
Okay, good. Right, so disability is what? Not being able to work. Okay, can you imagine if you were in a car accident and now you're a vegetable?
Oh yeah. That would be nice. You can't put money on the table or anything.
Okay, so is that going to affect your long-term financial independence?
Yes, it will.
Massively. Okay, so disability is key. What else? You said insolvency, that's fine. There's another one? No?
Retrenchment.
Yes, that's another risk that will affect financial independence. Okay, so these are the ones that those organizations out there provide products for. Okay, so life cover is for death. Disability cover is for disablement. And retrenchment cover is for loss of job. Okay. Right, so can you make provision for the unexpected, Robert?
Yes, you can.
Of course you can.
You can do.
So what products do we utilize?
Insurance policies, all these one.
Good. Okay, policies.
They always tell you weak point. What if it happens?
Yeah, so how do insurers sell insurance policies? What do they do? You're hitting the nail on the head there.
They're marketing uncertainty.
Yes, uncertainty.
It could happen to you any time.
Okay, and your,
Steve, huh?
well, not quite, but it could be your ego. Okay, but it's your, what's the right way to put it? Let me think about this carefully before I, okay, so there, so you don't want something bad happening to you. Okay, so you then take out insurance to prevent those bad things happening from you. So it's like, I don't want to say selfishness, but it's almost like that because you're protecting yourself.
Self-actualization.
No, self-actualization, that's when you're trying to achieve goals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, this is more looking at your, I want to say ego, but it's not quite that. How else can we put it? It's like being selfish, but selfish because you don't want bad things to happen to you. So it's like self-interest in a way, almost. Okay, where you're trying to protect your assets. Okay, so why don't you want the paper in the roof at home?
That's a fire.
Because of fire, and you don't want it in your room.
No.
Okay, but you'll leave it in your brother's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
do you see that? That's what I'm trying to express. Okay, so financial products do that. Policies are there.
Rather someone else in need.
Exactly. Okay, because that's what you just said. You don't want the paper in your roof, but you're not going to really mind if it's in someone else's.
I know. Yeah, but my brother also doesn't like it. He also doesn't like it being up there.
Exactly.
And I don't know where it is, but where the door comes down, it's opposite my room. That's
Okay.
So that's where I was.
Okay.
Put it.
Okay, is that all right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Right, so what risks do we get? There's a lot. You get theft, you get emotional loss, you get profit or loss occurring in terms of speculative risks, you get pure risks, which is fire, and fundamental things that affect everyone, war. Okay,
Emotional
okay,
loss.
financial risk. What is financial risk?
That's like your money and that.
When you lose something,
Like
like theft. Okay, non-financial is the emotional loss.
Example of emotional loss.
Okay.
I can't say I'm sad and
Road Accident Fund, RAF.
yeah.
Okay, so in the past, the RAF was actually abused. Okay, in terms of claims. Okay, so in the past, if you were driving on the road, okay, and an accident happened maybe 10, 20 meters away, right, and let's say the accident was a car ran over a cyclist, okay, and you drove past when that was happening, all right, and the car hit the cyclist so hard that one of the cyclist's limbs were detached from their body and landed on your windscreen. Would you have been emotionally scarred?
Yes, you would. It's all blood.
Okay, you would. Okay, and in the past, you would have been able to claim for that. Okay, in the past, you could have said, "Well, I drove past an accident. I was so emotionally scarred by that accident. I'm going to claim compensation for the RAF, Road Accident Fund."
People did that.
And they did that, and they got away with it. Okay, so in today's world, you can't. Okay, in today's world, you need to submit certain documents. Okay, so for example, if you were emotionally scarred so badly by that accident that you saw on the road, okay, you need all sorts of proof that will scar you. Okay, so you need to go to a psychologist, you need to go counseling, and all that type of stuff. Okay, before they'll pay out anything, right? And a lot of what do they call them? Those law firms. Okay, they actually help clients that are trying to claim from the Road Accident Fund. Okay, certain attorneys focus on certain types of law. Okay, so you get attorneys that actually help you with those cases. Okay, but in the past, as I said, it was abused. Okay, people claim for anything. You drove past an accident, you saw an accident, you said, "Well, I'm so scarred. Okay, pay me compensation for that." Okay, it's unethical, and that's why the government clamped down on that. So people stopped doing that because you should only be paying. So the loved one of that cyclist that was killed on the road, those loved ones should be compensated by the loss of that individual. Okay, right. That's what the Road Accident Fund should be used for. Okay, not for claiming for people's emotional loss. So emotional loss is that. Okay, losing something like a loved one. That's emotional. So yeah, losing a loved one. Is that a non-financial risk? Yes. Okay, you're losing a loved one. You can't bring back that loved one, right? Do you agree? Okay, that's emotional loss. Okay, it doesn't matter how much money the insurer is going to give you. Can that bring back that person?
No, it can't.
No, it can't. Okay, that's emotional loss. Okay. Speculative risk is when you're betting on an outcome. Okay, so I think, I don't know, a natural disaster is going to hit. Okay, and we'll have a speculative risk. Okay, speculative meaning there's a probability of loss happening or not. Okay, there's a loss or a profit occurring. Okay, there's an event. Okay, pure risk are things like fire, pure risks. What else can affect? Car accidents. Those are all pure risks. Things that happen. Okay, fire, so on. Okay, fundamental and specific. That's looking at war, natural disasters, those types of things. Okay, so what do individuals need to protect? There's the note we spoke about earlier.
Also, natural disasters. What about pure risks?
No, natural is more fundamental because it affects everyone. Fire, is a pure risk because it only affects you.
But if you live next to a volcano.
Okay, that's different. See, a volcano is a fundamental risk. Okay, all right. But the pure risk would be fire. Okay, so if you're smoking and the fire is created in terms of a risk, that would be a pure risk because it affects that location. It's not because of a natural disaster. But yeah, it can get quite technical in terms of the underwriting. Okay, we're not going to look at that. Okay. Individual protection planning. What did we say earlier? people need to protect themselves from death, disability, and retrenchment. Okay, because those are three important considerations that will affect what? Financial independence. Okay, individuals also need to protect their property. Okay, because we know how expensive and valuable property is. So we need to protect it. Okay, liability risk as well. What happens if we need to pay our creditors? Can we pay our creditors? Can we pay our outstanding debt? Okay.
If I read in the book yesterday about the business burns down, you don't know how much you're owing from the company, they also cover that.
Well, they do assessments to determine how much is damaged before they pay out the claim. Okay, so whenever a loss occurs, they'll always send an assessor to check what's the extent of the loss before making a payout.
That's good. Decent people understand.
Yes, okay. Right, so what is the risk management process? Here's it. You need to identify the risk, you need to evaluate the risk, then you need to handle the risk, and then implement and then reevaluate. Okay, so I want you to quickly think about this process. I want you to choose something in your life at the moment that you consider a risk. Okay, and I want you to take it through the process. Okay, so identify a risk, anything.
Kind of risk like being in a car accident.
Fine. Okay,
Is that what you mean?
yes. Okay, so identifying the risk. The risk is being in a car accident. Do you agree?
Yes.
Let's evaluate the risk. How likely is that going to arise? Are you a good driver?
I think I'm a good driver.
You think or are you? You can't say you think you're a good driver. You're either a good driver or you're not. So which are you?
I'm a good driver. I stick to many to the rules.
Okay, so you're a good driver.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten any traffic fines?
One on holiday, yes.
Okay.
Got a fine in the father's shed.
Alright, but you haven't gotten one since?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you sound like a pretty good driver in terms of being very responsible and cautious. Okay, so the evaluation of the risk. Is being in a car accident a big risk?
It is. The way people drive these days.
Okay, so how are you going to manage it? What method are you going to implement? What method or what solution are you going to use to handle the risk? So do you have car insurance?
Yes, there is insurance.
On the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, and on your life?
No.
What happens if you get disabled in a car accident?
I'm messed up.
Okay.
I don't have insurance for that.
Okay, no life cover, nothing like that.
Nothing.
Okay, so handling the risk, we've got car insurance, but we don't have life cover or disability cover. Okay, that could be a risk. Okay, so let's implement. So we're going to pay our premiums for the car insurance. Okay, then we'll reevaluate. Okay, yearly. Okay, have you been in an accident over the last 12 months?
Well, maybe the last 12 months, but in 2014 May.
Okay, so for 12 months you've paid premiums and no accidents.
Yeah.
Okay, so your risk should be very low.
Very low risk.
Okay, good. Alright, so what needs do we have? Well, we have long-term and short-term needs. Remember, I'm looking at what here? Protection planning. And if it's protection planning, I'm focusing on what?
In case it might happen.
In case it might happen, exactly. Let's protect what we've got. Okay, so insurance policies do exactly that.
Long term is your house, right? Short-term.
Long term would be life cover and bond, possibly, yes.
Wait a minute, long term is bond with life cover, short term is life cover.
Life cover is long term.
Long term.
Car insurance,
Car insurance is
short term.
short term.
Home contents cover,
Yeah, short term.
short term.
Because it always increases, or you might sell something and it'll increase.
Exactly, yes. Okay, so insurance policies need to be given to you before you accept. Okay, they need to give you a quotation. Once you accept the quotation, you then pay a premium for the cover. Okay, what is an endowment?
Endowment policy.
You've heard of it before, sounds like it.
Before, right? I don't actually know what it is.
Okay, it's like a form of investment. Okay, it's almost like savings, but it's contractual savings, if that makes sense. Contractual. Okay, you've signed a contract to save. Contractual savings. Okay, that's what an endowment is basically. Okay, it's a regular premium that you pay for a policy. And at some point in time, the endowment matures. Okay, it's also a way to plan for certain events. Okay, it's protection planning. Okay, life assurance, what's that?
So like life insurance is
Life cover.
Life cover, yeah. So in case you die in a car accident,
Yes.
die, someone murders you or something.
Death or disability.
Okay.
Term insurance. Term insurance is where there's a specific term that you're going to be taking out insurance. So let's say the property, okay, so you're buying property and the bond on the property is 20 years. Okay? You could take out 20 years insurance. Okay, term insurance. Okay, after 20 years you don't want any more insurance because the property is paid for. Okay, so while you're owing the property, you want the insurance. Because if something happens, I can at least pay for it. But once it's paid for, it's paid for. Okay.
Also, after the insurance, don't you get like a no claim? If you don't claim, no claim bonus back?
Yes, you
or
can.
Is it just money you're basically just thrown out the window and saying, yeah, insurance company take?
Yeah, no. Companies do incentivize good behavior. So if you don't claim for certain losses,
yes,
you could get a bonus.
Bonus, yeah.
Okay. What's medical insurance?
Like medical aid.
Yes, that's staying healthy. Yeah. So do you have any like illnesses that is problematic? Like, does the family have history of heart disease or stroke or diabetes? Okay. If the family did, then you might be considering things like that. Medical insurance for certain eventualities that could possibly arise. All right?
Yes, it's like,
Okay. Household?
that's like your furniture.
Correct. Contents. Motor? Vehicle.
Vehicles, yeah.
And business insurance. Okay, those are three. Businesses would take out insurance for maybe theft, damages, and other as well. Okay, that right. Okay, so there's the difference between long-term and short-term. So I asked you earlier, okay, death and disability is considered long-term because it's over your life. Okay, funeral cover as well. That's when you die. Okay, so when you die, are you going to have a funeral?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why people take out funeral cover for that. Okay, short-term insurance, we spoke about this. Motor vehicle, home owner or household holder. Typo, yeah?
And also with the insurance as well. I think I did say my neighbour was robbed.
Yes, you did. Did they have insurance?
Yeah, he had insurance.
So they got paid out?
Well, I'm not sure because I haven't asked him.
Okay.
They
should have.
I know he has to put his car back.
Okay.
His car line, I came back last Saturday from the edge of business class. He was actually walking back the groceries to expect my car.
Shame, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Insurance hasn't paid out yet.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening with him.
Okay.
But I also don't know what work he does. He's there basically all times of day today, so.
Okay.
I don't know how he pays for it.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Speak to the guy. He's your neighbor.
He's my neighbour, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know the neighbours on the other side. They're new neighbours yet. I haven't spoken to them.
Okay.
But they light their house like a Christmas tree, so they won't be wrong. They put all these lights in.
Okay.
Because I think the neighbours who sold them the house had all lights up and they're thinking, this is a neighbourhood where they don't come rob me.
Okay.
If it's pitch black outside, the criminal can't see what he's doing.
Okay.
These are the light, they can see which window to open and
Okay.
That's what I always think about. Why light up your house, pay electricity for? This is make it easier for someone else to see where they're going.
Possibly. Okay, so it all depends. Right. So they might think the lights might deter criminals because surely there should be security in the neighborhood. So security companies drive by, and if they see someone trying to rob your house, they should do something about it. Versus it's pitch black and they can't see any criminals. Okay.
I mean, I know the lights will deter, but with the newspaper articles where they rob these security people and businesses have lights on.
Sure.
They still get robbed.
Okay, and then the last type of short-term insurance is for travel. Okay, so if you do travel, there could be travel insurance as well. For luggage, perhaps. Yeah, luggage, perhaps. Maybe even some health benefits as well. Okay. Right, medical insurance is not medical aid. So you said medical aid. It's not medical insurance. Medical insurance is for specific conditions. Okay, that's why I asked you about like things like diabetes, things like cancer, things like heart disease, stroke. Right, you can take out medical insurance for those conditions. Okay, so if your family has a history of heart disease, Okay, you could maybe take out medical insurance for that. Why? Because you know it's a risk for your family. Okay, so if you do get diagnosed with heart disease and you have to go to hospital, right, medical insurance can help cover for the cost of that.
That's like, that's medical insurance. What do you mean like?
Insurance is when it pays out. It's almost like hospital insurance or like hospital plan. Okay, so if you go to hospital, there's an extra amount that gets paid out. See, that's the insurance part of it. Medical aid, you're paying for benefits.
Medicine and stuff.
Medication, eye tests, general diagnosis. Hey?
Is there not operations as well?
It can cover depending on how comprehensive your medical aid is, sure. Okay, all right. Business insurance, buy and sell agreements, partnership insurance, key person.
And directors in case they die.
Directors in case they die, exactly. Good. Okay, and then here's a note, okay, in terms of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay, I want you to consider recommendations. No, they're different. This is a different family. Okay. Well, actually, it could be the same because they still have 2 kids. Yeah, 8, 7. Yeah, so similar.
It's the same family then.
Same family, basically. Okay, so I want you to give recommendations in terms of their protection planning. What should this family consider in terms of protecting either their assets or their livelihood? Okay, so we spoke about all the different types of insurance. Okay, now this is your chance to do some analysis in terms of them. Okay, so what would you suggest to them? Okay, so write down as much as you can. Look at everything here and give me, okay, as much of the recommendations as you can in terms of the protection planning. So what can they do to protect themselves from themselves?
Doesn't give a salary here.
Hey?
Doesn't give a salary here.
Yeah, I haven't put salary up here.
It's not about salary insurance as well.
No, you wouldn't talk about salary insurance. You don't get such a thing. Retrenchment cover, that's what they call it. That's what they call it. That's what they call it, retrenchment cover.
But I know when I read the book yesterday, I came across something that's like that. I only paid like 2/3 or 3/4 of the salary.
See, that's more retirement. That's something slightly different. Yes, because that's cover that you get in terms of it's a form of disability cover, loss of income. Yes, that's it. Correct.
Also, the insurance, you are able to claim as well.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
That's compulsory for insurance paid just every month.
Yes, that's correct. Good.
I can actually claim from when I was working. I haven't claimed it. You know how long
no, but you should be, there's certain requirements to claim UIF. So you need to be looking for work and you can't get work. Alright, so are you looking for work?
No, not at the current stage.
You see, you can't claim UIF. Okay, because you've chosen to not seek what do they call it, employment. Yeah, so it has to be based on, are you actively looking for work and you can't get work, then only UIF can be claimed. Okay, it's quite strict. You need to obviously apply to claim UIF if you are wanting to do that.
Can't really get UIF by saying because I'm studying full time and I'm doing that because of my.
No. Unfortunately, not.
No. This is cheap. I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
Unfortunately, you can't claim UIF in that sense.
So I paid UIF for 4 years and 3 months.
No, but see, you didn't pay it.
The company
paid on your behalf. Well, yes, but it's mainly for if you are unemployed and for pregnant women as well can claim UIF. Okay, on maternity leave, yes.
That's unfair. Can fathers also claim UIF?
Can fathers also claim UIF?
Yeah, like if the mother doesn't want the kid and says, no, I don't want it, it's like you have the kid. Then the father also claim it.
Oh, no. Okay, now unfortunately, men can't claim UIF for pregnancy because we can't be pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I read from somewhere where you could.
No.
Where it's like, and then the father would look after the kid for 4 months after the.
No, unfortunately, we can't claim UIF. As much as you want to, you can't. Okay, that'll be a way of trying to, what's the word, outsmart the system. Okay, no, you can't do that. That's not allowed.
It's out of interest though, because, yeah, it's just equal for everybody.
It is equal for everyone. They implement those things to make it equal for everyone. Okay. How are you doing there?
I listed a few things that you can get planning, protection planning.
Right.
Where you can get his mortgage bond protected by like your life policy, you can see into that also insurance or the bond.
Okay.
Is that what you meant with the question?
Yes. Okay. So give me as much as you can. What did you say? Mr. and Mrs. Smith have 2 children, right?
Yes. Yeah, they'll have to have maybe like some for their education. Like
we're looking at protection planning. We're not looking at investments.
So that would be the previous chapter.
So what should they have if they've got 2 kids?
Life.
Exactly. They definitely need life cover.
That's all right.
Okay, what else? They own a legal practice, so?
They need business protection.
Good. They run their own business.
Yeah.
They need business insurance. What else?
Also household insurance or TVs.
They own property. They own goods, household furniture, and so on. Good. What else?
Also, well, I was talking about UIF insurance.
Okay, UIF isn't insurance you can take out.
It's a compulsory insurance.
It's compulsory insurance that you have when you're employed, yeah. What else?
Retirement cover in case.
Good.
When they get older, they've got to provide for themselves.
Okay, so that would be considered what?
Early retrenchment cover. Sorry.
Yes. Okay, that's more loss of income.
Yeah.
Okay, disability maybe, retrenchment, what we saw earlier, death even, which we spoke about. What else?
Okay. But I mean the retirement one, is that also that?
Retirement cover is retirement planning. You don't get policies that pay out when you do, but they're called endowments. Okay, but that's not insurance. Okay, because everyone gets old and will retire. Okay, so you can't get a policy for that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can get policy that provide for retirement, but you don't get retirement insurance, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay, what else?
There will be a vehicle insurance as part of the household.
Good.
Vehicle can separate AI.
Good. Anything else?
They have partnership and they also need like cover for the partner.
Yes, they do, yeah.
That's also what you need.
Buy and sell agreements, perhaps.
Yeah,
Okay, and you've left one out. Medical insurance.
Medical aid,
Okay, medical insurance, not medical aid.
Medical insurance, right.
Yeah, medical insurance, possibly. Okay, good. Right, and that's the end of that chapter.